we have Shadow Lugia making its way into raid battles this weekend on the 10th and the 11th of August. So I'm going to give you the top tips, tricks, strategies, counters, and 100% IVs to max out this Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So you know what time it is. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. Shadow Lugia back into raids. It's been almost a year. It was the last October that we had Shadow Lugia in raids. And just a reminder, guys, the Shiny Shadow is out, which means you do have the potential to get a purifiable Shundo Pokemon, which is very exciting. Number one. Number two, you have a potential to get an extremely strong Shadow Pokemon, which is going to be Lugia. And I would not suggest you guys are purifying anything that is worth powering up as far as a Shadow Pokemon. What would I mean by that? That would be something like a 15, 14, 14, I wouldn't purify. What I would purify, if I had better ones, would be something like a 13, 14, 13, or along the lines of that. And we're gonna go over the top counters for this Pokemon because this Pokemon is going to be out for the entire weekend from 6 a.m. hatch on the 10th, Saturday, all the way until the 11th, which is Sunday at 10 p.m. I know they say 10 p.m. there, but it's basically like 9:30 max. So this Pokemon is gonna be a Psychic and a Flying Pokemon, which is gonna have a couple weaknesses, but no double weaknesses, which makes it tanky. It's already a tanky Pokemon. It's actually gonna take a little bit more trainers than usual to take down. This Pokemon is gonna be single weak to Dark, Rock, Ghost, Ice, as well as Electric. Only single weaknesses here. As a side note, this Pokemon maxes out at 4,186, which I did max out a Lugia in this video right here if you want to see me maxing out 10 million Stardust worth of Pokemon to level 50. And as far as the 100% IVs, 2,115 is going to be the level 20 in every condition but one condition, which is going to be the windy weather, which at a 100% IV there at level 25 is going to be 2645. Just as a reminder, the fast moves can be Dragon Tail as well as Extra Sensory. And then as far as the charge moves, Hydro Pump, which is going to hit really hard, Sky Attack, which is also going to hit really hard, Future Sight, and Aeroblast, but Aeroblast is a TM move, so it will not be fighting with this moveset. Which then leads us to how many trainers will it take to take down this Pokemon. So according to Pokebattler, with level 40 counters, it's gonna take 4.69 trainers. But then if you bump it to level 50 counters, it's gonna be 4.31, so in either situation, 5 trainers. If you guys are going in with 5 trainers, I am just gonna be honest with you guys, it's going to be a challenge. These Pokemon, especially Lugia, is tanky. It hit hard, and it's not the most fun Pokemon to fight, especially with a little amount of trainers. You really and ideally want to be going against this Pokemon with 10 trainers. That makes it the easiest, it goes down faster, and you don't have to waste as many resources because the limit here is not really revives, even though the revives start to become a problem. The limit here is going to be the gems. We're only able to hold 10 gems, and if you're using 2 to 3 gems every single time here to get this Pokemon down, if you're using less trainers, that becomes a problem because you can run out of gems. So oftentimes when I'm going out fighting Team Rocket boss Pokemon, legendaries, if I'm using a low amount of trainers, there's just a few people with me, I lose out on gems before I'm able to keep going with that Pokemon. So although I want to go longer, I would either have to go and fight other gyms, which doesn't work, or I'm gonna have to go and fight Rocket Pokemon to be able to get that. Because taking down legendary Pokemon is gonna get you the shards to be able to compile, beating Rocket Grunts or Rocket Leaders, which is gonna give you more than the Rocket Grunts. The Rocket Grunts don't give you very much, typically 1 shard, which takes a couple to make a gem, and that becomes problematic and it really slows down the raid day. So now let's turn into the top counters here. The number 1 is gonna be the Dawn Wing Necrozma with Moongeist Beam, as well as the Shadow Claw. So maybe I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more Stardust and max out my Pokemon, right? I don't really know here. In spot number 2, we are looking at the Mega Tyranitar with the Bite as well as the Brutal Swing combination, which then leads us to which Mega Pokemon should we use to optimize the XL Candy. Here's the thing, if you are fighting with low-level trainers, you're probably going to want to use Mega Tyranitar and lose out on 1 XL Candy average per fight because you're going to take this Pokemon down faster. However, if you're able to go in with more trainers, I would suggest using a Mega Level 3 Pokemon that optimizes the XL Candy. You can use any Psychic type or any Flying type will help you here. And since spot number 15 is Aerodactyl with Rock Throw and Rock Slide, I would suggest using the Mega Aerodactyl at a level 3 because you can attack with it and you can gain with it, so it's a 2 for the price of 1. In spot number 3, we're gonna get the Shadow Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing, followed by the Mega Bayonet in spot number 4, with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. And then in spot number 5, we're getting the Mega Diancie, with Rock Throw and Rock Slide, followed by Lick and Shadow Ball in spot number 6 by the Mega Gengar. However, Mega Gengar is weak to Psychic, so you are going to have to be a little bit cautious with using this Pokemon. In spot number 7, Spark and Discharge on the Xurkitree. In spot number 8, Spark as well as Wild Charge on the Shadow Magnezone, and Snarl and Avalanche on the Weavile in spot number 10, followed by Thundershock and Wild Charge on the Shadow Raikou. I personally don't like the Weavile, guys. I know I talk about this quite frequently. This Pokemon is extremely glassy, and I would not put Stardust into it, even though it does hit pretty hard. More than likely, it's going to die out much faster than that. In spot number 11, Thunder Fang and Wild Charge on Mega Manectric, followed by Shadow Electivire with Thundershock and Wild Charge in spot 12. In spot 13, we have Snarl and Foul Play on Mega Houndoom. In spot 13, we have the Dragon Tail and Dragon Ascent on the Mega Rayquaza. I am going to caution you guys about this because this Pokemon does get Dragon Tail, which will chop away at this Mega Rayquaza. So if you are going to use a Mega here, either, in my eyes, you're either going for, number 1, Mega Tyranitar with double dark moves, which I am going to caution you guys, please do not TM away the Smackdown, because Smackdown is the Calm Day move, and Mega Tyranitar is a dark as well as a rock type combination, so you don't want to lose that move, because then if you do lose that move, you're going to need an Elite Fast TM to get it back. And then in spot number 2, the only other Mega, in my opinion, is going to be in the spot 15 right here, is the Mega Aerodactyl, because why would you not use that Pokemon if you're not going to use the number 1 attacker from the Mega standpoint? And then in spot 16, you're going to get Thundershock and Thunderbolt on the Shadow Zapdos, followed by the Luxray and then the Zekrom. And then in spot 20, we have a budget counter of Tyranitar. So let me know which counters you guys plan to use, which ones you guys do have powered up, which then leads us to the weather conditions. Well, windy conditions is going to boost the Lugia all the way to level 25, and will pretty much boost all of the moves. Rainy weather is going to boost the Hydro Pump, and it's going to absolutely hit so hard during that rainy weather, so please be cautious when using Pokemon. Probably going to be reviving a lot during that situation. And then as far as the attackers, foggy weather will help with the Dark and the Ghost. As far as partly cloudy, it's going to help with the Rock. Snowy weather will be Ice, and then rainy weather is going to boost all of the Electric. So that's going to be it for the Shadow Lugia. Guys, get out there, have some fun. Hopefully you get a Purifiable Shundo and a couple good Shadow Lugia. I'm excited about this. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to do it personally this weekend, but I hope to be able to do that. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. Love and appreciate you to all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to X level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.